I've talked about the verdict you feared. I've talked about the God who moved first. Now I want to deal with the tension that remains. Because some of you may still be thinking, okay, but what about judgment? Well, let's not pretend it doesn't exist. Sin is real. Evil is real. Consequences are real. God is not indifferent. And if we're being honest with ourselves, part of what makes grace so shocking is that justice actually matters. If there were no justice, mercy would be meaningless. But here's the truth. You were not imagining the courtroom. There was a case. There was a charge. There was guilt. But here's what many misunderstood. The silence of heaven was not indifference. It was the stillness that honors the weight of justice. So let me take you back to that courtroom one last time. Let's say you're standing there. The evidence is stacked. The prosecutor rests. The judge lifts the gavel. And you brace yourself. But before it falls, someone steps forward. Not to argue your innocence. Not to minimize your guilt. But to assume your sentence. That's where the cross comes in. Justice was not ignored. It was satisfied. This is why the death of Jesus Christ was not a tragic accident. It was intentional substitution. The prophet in the book of Isaiah described it centuries before it happened. He said, the servant pierced, crushed, carrying the iniquity of many. That was a gavel falling, but not on you. And here's where some people still struggle. Not because they doubt grace, but because they've seen bad representations of God. They've encountered hypocrisy. They've seen believers who preach love and practice cruelty. They've watched religion weaponized, and so they conclude, if that's God, I want no part of him. Listen carefully. Jesus reserved his strongest rebukes not for sinners, but for religious pretenders. In the Gospel of Matthew, he confronted leaders who performed holiness publicly but neglected justice and mercy privately. So yes, call out distortion. Yes, reject hypocrisy, but do not confuse a cracked mirror with a flawed face. If a mirror is dirty, you don't assume your reflection is defective. Unbelievers are cracked mirrors. God is not. So don't let poor representation keep you from the real presence of God. And now we arrive at the final tension. What did you actually deserve? If we are speaking honestly, and if we're speaking plainly, separation because sin separates, distance because rebellion creates it, judgment because justice requires it. But what you deserved is not what you received. Mercy interrupted the sentence. Access replaced distance. Adoption replaced condemnation. And this is the moment where you have a decision to make. You can keep hiding behind, I'm unworthy. You can keep insisting that you're too far gone. You can keep clinging to guilt as if it's humility. Or you can surrender. The thief on the cross did not negotiate theology. He did not debate doctrine. He did not defend his path. He asked to be remembered, and he was received. The gospel is not complicated. It is costly, but it is clear. You cannot save yourself. You were never meant to. The one who had the right to keep his life released it. The one who deserved glory endured shame. The one who knew no sin stepped into your sentence. So stop resisting mercy as if punishment would be more honest. Stop rehearsing your past as if Christ didn't already account for it. Stop running toward the very thing grace saved you from. The gavel fell. Justice was satisfied. The door is open. And now, I close this series the same way I have each time. Not because it sounds good, but because it is true. You deserve judgment. You received mercy. You deserve separation. You were offered sonship. You deserved distance. you were given access. So stop running. His hands are not too short. His ears are not deaf. You're not too far gone. The question isn't whether he will take you. The question is, will you finally stop insisting on getting what you think you deserve?